Hello, Dumelang. Welcome back to our second episode of Healing the Inner Child with Mami Galai. So, our topic for today will be understanding the link between childhood and mental health. One might be thinking, what does childhood have to do with my mental health? At 40, at 27, at 17, or even at 30? But guess what? It has everything to do with it. On the previous episode, I had mentioned that growing up, even until my early 20s, I didn't understand a lot of things about the world, about the people around me, even about myself. I thought, everything was just normal. That's how things were supposed to be. Until I literally got into my early 20s, I realized that, no, man, you're not okay. This is not normal. This is not normal. And you need help. Like, Mami, you need help. Honestly, it was tough for me to accept that reality. I tried to shy away from that for the longest of times until I reached the point where I felt that I was tired. I was exhausted. I was exhausted. I didn't see the need, even the need to live anymore. And funny thing is that the moment I reached this stage, it was when I thought everything was going well for me. Everything around me. I had started working. I had my own place, my own car, but I was just sad, man. I was sad. I was super sad. So yeah, today I'll be sharing my story. I hope I don't cry. Because my story is quite sad. My story is quite sad, and I thought that I should share it, not because I'm looking for sympathy or for people, to feel sorry for me. No. This is me sharing my story so that it can inspire a lot of you guys out there, because I've realized that I am not alone. We are all going through something. And yeah. So yeah, let's unpack. I was born in Stagsbraid. No. Actually, I recently found out that I was actually born in Mossel Bay, in the Western Cape, but grew up in Stagsbraid until the ages of 10 or 11 years. Then in 2005, when I was 10, I think I was 10 years, I lost my dad. And a year later, in 2006, I lost my mom. 2007, I lost my paternal grandmother. Honestly, during the time, everything was just confusing. I didn't understand what was going on, because also I was young. I was still a baby. I was a child. Because when my mom passed on, I was 11 or 10. Okay, I'm not really sure. But then I moved from Stagsbraid to Bloemfontein, where I'm currently staying, to stay with my brother. Yeah, it was tough, guys. It was super tough. Growing up without parents is not easy. I look back now and wonder and ask myself, how did I get through that? But it can only be God. In all honesty, it can only be God. Because it was just pain after pain, you understand? Imagine 3 years in a row losing people who really meant a lot to me. It's my dad, and I think, okay, at least I still have my mom. Then my mom passes on, and then okay, just like my granny, and then the same thing happened to her. I was angry with God. I was angry with God. Oh, by the way, I was raised in the church. I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. I believe in God. Yes. So yes, I was raised in the church because we used to go to church like every Sabbath. I'm an Adventist. We used to go to church every Saturday, every Sabbath. So I think that was the like all the teachings, all the lessons that I was taught, you know, growing up. Some of them came back, you know, I could remember them, but some didn't make sense because it was the thing of how could God allow me, a baby, at such a tender age to go through that? Like, God, come on, blah. Like, what do you mean? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And yeah, I was staying with my brother until I did matric. And you know, between 2006 and my matric years, oh guys, it was tough because I went through a lot of things, a lot of hectic things, and there was even abuse in between, you know, of which some things I thought they were normal. And it was hard for me because I remember I used to suppress, you know, my emotions because it was that thing that you don't even have parents, as if you don't even have a voice. That's how I felt. Like, Mami, as long as you have a shelter over your head, there's food, you are able to go to school. And my brother, oh guys, I have a very good brother. I have a caring brother. My brother was there for me every step of the way, like literally every step of the way. Yes, he's not perfect, né? But he did his best. He did all he could, you know. And I'm thankful for that because, especially as a girl child, it's very important for one to have, you know, male figures in their lives. And my brother was there. You know, I never felt the void of not having a father, you know. You know, he tried to tackle both being a mother and a brother to me while he was going through his own traumas, his own issues, you know. Right now I sit and wonder how was he able to do all of that? Because I can just imagine. I'm a very emotional person. Also, I'm sorry. You know, as a baby, I needed all the care, all the nurturing. And poor man tried. He tried, you know, like, I sit today and look back and I'm like, all that I am and ever hope to be, I owe to that man. And obviously there was conflict here and there, you know, because I didn't understand him, you know, because at some point I thought he didn't love me because my brother is very strict. Ooh, Demon was strict. He is very strict, and like he's always been like that. But funny thing is that he's becoming jailed. He's becoming super soft, and I'm like, is this really you? Because he was tough, you know. To me, he was tough, super tough. But I thank him because I am I'm the person that I am today because of all of his teaching. You know, he taught me about God. He taught me about remaining true to myself, to who I am, and not allowing the world to change me. I remember there was a time, I think it was back in 2012, if not 2011. Those 2 years were very hectic for me. I was going through so much. I was going through a lot. And he set me down like, one is, as I'm saying, no matter what happens, you shouldn't allow people to change you, you know. But obviously I didn't understand it back then. Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? Until now that I because I'm old now. That I'm old, and I sit down and reflect and realize that, yo, this man was actually right. You don't allow people to change you. You just present, the authentic you. And if people reject that, or if people are not nice towards that, the only thing that you can do is to have boundaries, set boundaries with everybody, so that they know, okay, if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, this is what I'm gonna do. Because also another thing, boundaries are for us, they have nothing to do with the other person. It's a statement that I put out there, for, especially for people who are very close to you. It's very important for all of us to have boundaries, so that they know. Because human beings are very flawed. Like, they're very flawed, and sometimes we get carried away. So it's very important for us to have boundaries, but we shouldn't allow the world to change us. We should not allow the world to change us, because some people are fighting battles that we know nothing about, and unfortunately the only thing that they can do is the project. So yeah, that's my childhood. That's how I grew up. And guys, I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm 100% okay, because I've started therapy, and even educating myself. I read, just to understand my situation, and my childhood, and the impact that it had on me. But still, I think some things I've come to the conclusion that some things you don't really get over. You don't get over them. You just learn to live with them, like pain, grief. I've learned to live with that. But then, all in all, honestly, I'm now in a better place. I'm not gonna lie. I'm now in a better place, and I'm thankful, especially to God. That guy has always been there. Like, he carried me through from the beginning until right now. The second part of this video is about the link between our childhood upbringing and attachment styles. I've recently learned about attachment styles, because honestly I didn't know there was such a thing, and now that I know about attachment styles, a lot of things make sense. Especially with regards to the way that I react to things, the way that I react to things. Because with attachment styles, you get to understand how you are attached to certain things, certain people, and certain relationships. Because as somebody that lost their parents at a very tender age, for the longest of time, I believe my attachment style was, I was anxiously attached. I still am, actually. Even though now I am leaning towards being secure attached, because by the way, I'll drop the link on the video, where you can check your attachment style, and hopefully that will make a lot of sense about the way that you attach to things and situations and people around you. Because with me, losing parents at a young age, I was anxious. It was that thing of, whenever I'm with somebody, especially romantic relationships, I'm always wondering, I'm always anxious, what if they leave? Okay, anyway, they're gonna leave, what's the point? I couldn't really be fully present, in my relationships because of that, because of my anxiety. I was anxious most of my times, And the sad thing is that sometimes I would even end up sabotaging, the relationship, because I don't think there's any secure person that would want to be with somebody that constantly question their loyalty, somebody that makes everything about themselves. Because I think that was me. I'm gonna be honest, if that was me, I would make even things that had absolutely nothing to do with me, I would just find a way to make them about me, in my romantic relationships. And I think one of the reasons, or if not the main reason why that was the case, was because I had abandonment issues, the fear of being abandoned. Because I felt, okay, it wasn't even just a feeling, that was something that had happened in my life, losing the people that I loved. A part of me felt as though they had abandoned me, they had left me alone, It was that thing of, my parents brought me to this world only for them to abandon me. What kind of parents would do that? At least for the longest time, I didn't understand why I was feeling that way. But I'm glad I know what I know right now, because I look at my life right now and realize that, Mami, everything is just connected, interconnected, like everything. Because now I was out, I would always ask myself, especially after I knew what I was told, and I started therapy and whatnot, that what does romantic relationships have to do with me losing my parents, And also I think me being anxiously attached, I would attract avoidant people. That's the sad thing about these things. I would attract avoidant people. I would lean towards them, I would, choose bad boys over good guys, because there was just something about them, I think, in a way, to a certain extent, it was me looking for familiarity, something that I'm familiar with. Because I think at the core of Mami, I knew that eventually they were gonna abandon me. Maybe that way, the way, it was gonna give me, a validation. I was gonna be validated, because anyway, that's the same thing my parents had done to me, when I was a child growing up. They left me all alone. So if, it's a guy that does the same, then, I'm gonna stress, it's whatever. But now that I know what I know right now, it all makes sense. And I'm trying to do better, to make better decisions, to choose better. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, or even though I'm in this journey, like on the journey of healing, everything has been 100%, perfect. No, guys. This is just a journey. And I don't think I'll even reach there 100%, But what I love about me right now, the current version of Mami, is that I understand myself better. I understand myself better. I understand why I do things the way that I do them, why I see things the way that I see them. And sometimes, I do, do things that I don't want to do anymore, because of my anxiety. But then I always remember, there's always a voice in my head that reminds me that, no, you can do better. And funny thing is that, a good thing actually, is that my relationships now have changed for the better. I trust my community, the people around me. I don't find myself being anxious for allowing somebody into my space, because I think one of the reasons why I feel that way is because I now trust me. I now trust Mami, which is something that I didn't have for the longest of time. So if I trust me, then it's easier for me to trust the next person. And if the next person decides to do me dirty, or that's on them. I no longer question people's intentions. I don't question people's reaction. I no longer try to understand why people do bad things to me or treat me in a certain manner. It's that thing of okay, so that's how you move. Shit. Yes, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie and try to act as though it doesn't hurt. It hurts a lot even. But I'm glad. I love where I'm currently at. And I pray and hope that I maintain this state, because it's really peaceful here. I'm at peace. Because also, me having my peace, I had to go back to the people that I had around, and ask for apology. Humble myself and ask for apology. And from there, I decided to do better. I decided that from now on, I was gonna do better. And yeah, I'm good. I feel good. I feel happy. I'm at peace. So in conclusion, I think it's important for one, for a person to understand themselves before forming any opinions about other people, about the world, or even about themselves. Know yourself. Ask yourself why you think the way that you do. Ask yourself, why do you do things the way that you do them? Ask yourself and question yourself. Question your beliefs. Question the things that you see around you. And it's only by doing that we'll be able to understand ourselves, and to make better choices in life. So yeah, guys, that's the end of our episode for today. And thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, bye.